Thank you. One of the challenges of having to do your talk in 5 minutes is that you will have to focus on 1 or 2 points. It took some pain, but I will. One of the disadvantages of being at the end of a long list of very intelligent speakers is that you will have to be absolutely brilliant to have a new, totally unaddressed point. I'm afraid I will not do that. Let me take you back to the session of tomorrow. Jan Hendrik asked the question, what do we do if genetics tests on prenatal genetic tests are available freely in the market? They will test on a large number of diseases, even characteristics like hair. What do we do? Well, the answer will be my point. We sell lighters in the European Union. You can use them to set fire to a forest, or you can even use them to do dumber things like smoking, but it is freely available, this thing. We have learned our people to deal with freely available stuff in the market. And things are available right now, and they will be available to you in the future. Does this work? So my sole point will be educate your citizens. My name is Klaas Dolsma. I'm working at the Erfocentrum, which is the National Information Center in the Netherlands, and we're providing information on genetics, hereditary diseases to the general public, to patients, and also to professionals. I think informed people are a necessity for implementing current and future possibilities of genetics in a responsible way. Let me add the word swift to that. I think these technologies can only be used and built out if there is some support for that in the general public. This cannot go without people talking about that. Why is it important? Other people have stressed that I was doing biology 2 decades ago, studying biology. It was in the dark ages of genetics, and we would be very happy if we would be able to sequence a gene within a year. Now we'll sequence a genome within a day, maybe in a few years for $30. So it is quite a sensible thing to say that everybody who will be born now will have to make decisions on genetic testing and hereditary diseases at some point in their life. Maybe when they're going to have children, maybe when they get older, but everybody will have to form an opinion on that. And we have experienced, not for, I think in the last few months in the Netherlands, that if a commercial test is available, like any PT, and it's not available in the Netherlands, people will go to other countries, like Belgium, to find these tests. So if it's available and it seems useful to people, people will actually find them. People will make their own decisions, also without, outside of the clinical session, and in order to use this technology in a responsible way on an individual level, but also on a public health, on the level of the European Union, it is important that people think about these issues. I agree with you that you could also start in secondary education to start with talking to people about it. It's a relatively new field, this genomics, and it's only just starting. And like I said, everybody will have to deal with this issue in some way in their life. I think there's also another thing about knowledge and awareness of the hereditary of diseases. I think we're missing chances right now at this moment. general practitioners, but also the people themselves are insufficiently aware of the heredity of some diseases. There are chances for health improvement which we do not use at this moment. If more people would have been aware about the fact that some diseases in the family are hereditary, are genetic, we will have more chances for prevention. Let's not forget that on a personal level, decisions on these issues are sometimes difficult to make, and in some cases have a huge impact not only on the life of the person itself, but also on the life of the relatives who are sometimes at risk. You're not testing your own genetic material, but you're also testing 50% estimated of the genetic material of your relatives. So in that sense, it's not purely an individual decision sometimes to have a genetic test. Findings, but also conclusions, like in dosages of 23andMe, results of 23andMe may lead to discomfort, and sometimes we have found already that people who tested their genome just for fun on the internet ended up worrying in the clinics in the Netherlands. And in all these cases, the worries were, there was no reason to worry, but they went back to the hospital because they had an improved chance of, for instance, 0.04 chance for diabetes in their later life. If we do not inform the general people, everybody, we will not use some of the chances we have for prevention of this technology. That's one thing. If people are not aware of the possibilities of carrier screening, of prenatal testing, they might regret later on in their life, so that the technology will not be used maximally. On the other hand, if people will start to test via the internet, via commercial products, uncounseled genetic testing may lead to increasing healthcare costs because they end up in our hospitals. I will skip the thing about the Erfocentrum to stay within the 5 minutes, but my central point is educate your citizens, educate your healthcare professionals, your general practitioners, in order to implement this technology in a way, I think, the great promises there are still will be used maximally.